Schedule a Zoom with me at gcexperts.com/Zoom.
But anyway, so I understand that. So it's kind of interesting that you got back in touch with me. I think it was actually yesterday, and what I've been doing. So I had a development company, and unfortunately, I had a lot of mishaps that have happened with that. Which everything's kind of on the back burner with my developments. It's still going on. I'm in prefab construction and everything.
Sure.
It's just taken a little bit longer than I expected. So during the waiting period, I uncovered a kind of a new business venture to do, which was creating a network platform specifically for real estate called mylandnow.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it pretty much gives, instead of starting with step three, which all the other platforms like Zillow, Angie's List, Redfin, uh, they all start with I need somebody now. I'm looking for a home now. This is what I'm looking to do now. My Lane Now pretty much takes two steps backwards and just starting with the idea, the questioning, the where can I go to find land? Who could help me with developing an ADU? I've always had questions like that through my real
I
estate
think
stage.
you and I had this conversation. I'm remembering this.
Uh, yeah, I'm not sure because I've been developing this for a while, but maybe we did. I don't know. I can't remember. But if you remember, then that's great.
Yeah, I'm vaguely remembering this because I think you're right. We did talk before.
Yeah, yeah, we talked quite a while ago.
Yep.
So through Trip, he was saying that I'm interested in eventually getting the federal government to potentially use my platform like the VA and things like that for structured deals and pipelines and abilities because part of the Mylan Now too is it also has a profile stage where it kind of checks credentials, checks who people are, and then can connect people via zip code and where people are nearby. But it only focuses on real estate professionals, property owners, property seekers, and then the construction industry, which is pretty much the entire pipeline from front to back as to how the whole ecosystem works and everything.
Sure.
Um, I'm interested in seeing, um, for one, well, what do you think about it? And then two, how could I eventually get the federal government to potentially come on through, I guess, everything that you know and kind of
Yeah.
what you see with how
You're
you've worked
breaking
with.
rule number one
Uh-huh.
with your suggestion here, what you're talking about. Rule number one is we do not tell the federal government how to spend their money.
Mm, very
And
true. Good
and
point.
you're breaking rule number one.
You're
I'm
right.
I've got my shit here, and you guys need to buy this and implement it.
You're right. You're right. This is what I can do for you and sign up and let's go.
My whole career has been this is what the government needs. How
Yeah.
do I get in between what they need
Hmm.
and the people that know how to do it?
Yes.
That's how I made over $300 million.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to be able to do that one day too.
It was one of the first things that my dad told me when I was 21 years old and coming up in this business was we do not tell the government how to spend their money.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. I've had to learn all this on my own. No one's given me simple pieces of advice. No one's taught me. I just had to learn from trial and error. What works, what doesn't, what works, what doesn't, and where God
My
aligns me.
life is that way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a universal rule for everything.
It sure is. Look, all I can offer people at this point in my life and career is perspective.
Hmm.
These are what my experiences were. This is what I've learned along the way. And if it helps you out and moves you on to the next step, whatever that may be, that's really all I want to do for the rest of my life. That's why I make myself available for these conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. You always meet new people, interesting people, and
Sure. I had one guy try to get on here one day and tell me that the federal government needed to buy his oh for I can't remember the name of that thing. It's one of these energy things, but it creates more energy than what you put in.
mm,
I was like, that doesn't exist. Physics
and
is
it,
going to get in your way, and
yeah,
you're going to have to go cuckoo chew on your own.
yeah,
But I don't see anything wrong with your plan per se for the general population. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm sure your
no.
friends and family or your close confidants are telling you, "Fuck yeah, Marco, that's a great idea."
Well,
Uh,
to be honest, a lot of people I've come across and people that I work, I don't really speak to my family right now. They know nothing about what I'm actually doing.
well, you know what I mean.
But I know what you're saying. A lot of people have actually bashed my idea in the very beginning, but I've realized, and maybe you can understand this too as a kind of an entrepreneur yourself. Um, when people kind of talk down negatively to you, you either have two choices. You take it in to heart and take it personally, or you're like, okay, they're seeing something that I cannot. I'm gonna leverage this and I'm gonna make it better. And that's what I've had
That's
to do.
okay. That's one way. I got to tell you, I don't know you, so it's real easy for me to say, "Great idea, knock
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
out."
yeah.
But if this was my, wife, brother, kid, cousin, pretty much even extended family, I'd go, why the fuck you want to take on all those headaches? Why don't you just go out there and bid a federal contract, make a shit ton of money, and move on?
Yeah, correct. Because that I like to do things in a very out of the box way of thinking, not the dogmatic, well, it's been done thousands, tens of thousands of times. What's going to make me so much different than the my neighbor right next to me who's also doing the same thing? I'd like to do something completely different. It's new, and people will probably call me crazy in the beginning, but when it works, it's new and it's my path, and that's what's going to make me different from my neighbor down the street. You know,
Sure.
so yeah, I guess with my land now, it's currently just in the beta stage, and I'm slowly building up organic users. And I'm probably going to have to reach a couple thousand before I can try and get government people to take it seriously and everything, and to actually have actual usership with it. So I
Well, I
understand.
mean, if you get up to 2,000 people, you'll be able to find some venture capital and you'll be off to the races.
Yeah, no, I'm already at 12 organic people who have just signed up. I have demo people on it just to show that there's something going on. I'm close to trying to actually reach out to, well, I have a couple investors I'm speaking to right now, because how the platform will eventually make money is through advertising, just like Facebook and some of those other people. Um,
I don't mean to cut you off, Marco, but that kind of stuff is blah, 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 blah. That's your stuff, not my stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah. I understand. So, um, what advice can you give me with getting the government people to, I guess, potentially
I,
getting
I,
a
I
grant or
can't
something?
and won't because that breaks rule number one. And I won't break that. I'm not in the business of telling the federal government how to spend their money.
Yeah, no, I understand. So I guess me coming to or going to the federal government and saying, "Hey, here's my platform."
I mean,
What?
look, what have I heard of in my career? They have these once a year meetings. I don't know what they're called, but you can Google it and figure it out, where procurement officials
Yeah.
will meet and greet people of the public, okay,
Uh-huh.
and go in there and try to give them your spiel. But I'm
Okay.
just telling you, you're going to be talking to one person
Mm-hmm.
in the whole federal government, okay, about your blah, 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 your
Y-
widget,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
you're talking about an extreme long shot, okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be 9,000 other people wanting to get that person's attention to explain the widget,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So, you better be prepared to show a massive value proposition to very specific people, and you better be able to have your elevator pitch
Mm-hmm.
dialed way in,
Yes.
because even in this conversation, I've gotten bored. Just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I caught the myland now dot I wasn't sure .com or
Well,
whatever.
yeah,
But,
I'm not really pitching on you on
well,
it.
no, I know you're not pitching on me. I'm just telling you that I got bored with it the moment I figured out that there's nothing really I can help you with.
Yeah, I've kind of realized that too.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. I
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I'm not looking to go your route and what your type of business is looking to do with a
and that's
contractor.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
look, talk is cheap,
Yeah,
and
you're
I
right.
understand, that you know look, when I started out on this thing, the idea was anybody who wants to talk to somebody of my stature
Hmm.
should get their 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got no problem with that. I'm just telling you that you got to dial in your pitch, because I've set aside this 15 or 30 minutes to have a conversation with you. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. No,
I made
and I
myself
appreciate that.
available for that. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you as feedback to a person that doesn't know you, doesn't really care about your success in life or not,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
that your pitch needs some work.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Well, I will definitely work on it, but I didn't really think about coming on here to pitch. It's more of I wanted to know more about you with what it is that kind of you do exactly. And I
I'm the
think if I
middleman
would have been a
of
little
demand.
more prepared
My
to
entire
pitch,
career, I was the middleman of demand.
yeah.
Okay. Period. Whatever the federal government wanted to buy as it related to construction goods and services. I've done
Hmm.
everything from wind tunnels for for NASA, water treatment, excuse me, water treatment plants for the Air Force, kitchen renovations for the National Park Service. I've done power plants for the Navy on islands. I've worked
Wow.
on 4 presidents' homes. I've replaced the carpet at the St. Louis Arch, at the top of the St. Louis Arch.
Wow.
Um, over 1,000 federal contracts, over $1 billion in revenue. So, but I was middleman. I wasn't out there doing that work with my own 2 hands.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right? So that's
You're selling yourself in order to get what they
what
want from you.
they're trying to get done. That's right.
Yes. Yes.
They've
What
already allocated the money. It's
yes.
ready to be spent. I just wanted
Yes.
to be in between.
What got you into doing that?
Family business.
Okay. Personal connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody, the son of a blacksmith.
And I'm sure you didn't expect to do that, right? With how where your life was taking you at the time, just kind of plopped in.
It was pretty much ingrained that this was going to be my future. When I was 15 years old, I backtalked my mom. I live in Austin, Texas, and I've always lived in
Oh, cool.
Austin. But
Uh-huh.
my dad was on a federal contract, and I was home for the summer. And my mom called him on one of those old brick cell phones from AT&T, 1986,
Wow.
and called him
Nokia.
and said, "No, this was way before
Oh,
Nokia was
okay.
ever a thing." It was AT&T. It was, you can look it up, the old brick AT&T cell phone. It was gray and it had an on-off switch on the back of it.
Uh-huh.
Um, Weighed about 5 pounds. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yes.
and anyway, she called him and said, "Your son is back talking." All of a sudden, it's your son is
Yeah.
back talking me. And he said, "Put him on an airplane to Palm Springs, California right now. Take him to the airport, put him on the next flight to Palm Springs." She did that. Within 6 hours of back talking my mom, I was on a federal contract at 29 Palms Marine Corps Base in California, insulating ductwork for the rest of the summer.
Wow.
Yep, Dad could change my world.
That's a good way to learn some valuable lessons.
Learned a lot of things. Anyway,
Yeah,
so that was kind of my journey, and that's how I kind of got started in this business.
very cool.
6 years later, I was doing some really cool shit all over the country and for the rest of my career.
That's amazing.
You can listen in, but I've got to take another Zoom.
No worries. I'll let you go. I appreciate your time, Sean. Thank you for everything. And maybe we'll connect paths again.
All right, take care, Marco.
Take care. Bye bye.